Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining me today for another unlocking of the Gold Leopard and Gold Cheetah camo, and the requested weapon today is for the FG-42 assault rifle. Now this, with the correct setup, can be a very damaging rifle. But I have to admit and say that it did take me a while to actually find the correct setup that suited my style of gameplay and suited the FG-42 so that I could make things easier for you guys to get the kills with it. And that surprised me, as normally most of the time you can run with any attachments and divisions with any other weapons. But I did struggle to get kills with the FG-42 to start with, and I don't remember this weapon feeling so weak when I got the gold camo unlock for the weapon ages ago. So in a very short while I will guide you through a really good setup that did once again make the FG-42 feel like a weapon to match your rivals. I mean, you guys might not find you struggle at all with this weapon, which is great if you don't. And as I said before, I really don't remember ever struggling to get kills with this weapon when getting it to gold camo. And if you guys still need to get the gold camo unlocked for the FG-42, well, I'm going to leave a link now as always to a gold camo playlist to help with headshots, rapid kills, bloodthirsties for every stock rifle in World War II. Okay, so let me quickly go through now some of the struggles that I was having with the FG-42. So while you're prestiging the FG-42 up, which will be a grind as you know, you're going to need to get the weapon to level 13 every prestige. And as you know, there are a maximum of 4 prestiges. Now I had to experiment no end with different divisions and basic trainings along with attachments and tactics. And there were moments of gameplay that I felt the FG-42 was hard to handle, and to my surprisement felt very weak in comparison to other weapons I'd used before this. And so I felt like a complete overhaul was needed. Now one of the main problems I felt was how slow the fire rate was. Now apparently the FG-42 has a modest fire rate. Now that really doesn't tell us a lot, as most weapons in World War II do have a modest fire rate, but you can definitely feel the rate of fire needs to be quicker. It takes roughly 3 to 4 bullets to take down an enemy who has full health, and those bullets come from the weapon reasonably slow compared to lighter weapons that the enemy will face up against you, and most of the time you will come off second best, so this really needed to be sorted out. Now you would think that by simply attaching the rapid fire this would sort the slower fire rate out, but to be honest I found it really didn't solve any problems, as it still felt like that the 3 to 4 bullets to take down an enemy was still not coming out quick enough. So I was left still with the problem of getting killed every time, and not being able to pump enough bullets to kill the enemy in time that had a faster lighter weapon. So I first started off with the airborne division just to speed the movement up a little bit quicker, to be more agile, thinking hopefully that being able to sprint and fire would solve the problem. And so I found the movement was slightly improved, and being able to fire while sprinting was working well. But that was when the opposition had their back facing me, or the enemy was static, just standing around not really doing much. But when I came face to face again with the enemy running, it was a different story, especially when you came up against enemy with a melee weapon, pistol, shotgun or SMG. So laying around, camping, slowing things down a bit could work. But that bores me to tears. I have to be able to create a setup anyone can get on with on the move. So again I had to go back to the drawing board, and it feels like all the time the bullets just do not come out quick enough. So next I experimented with the armoured division, thinking instead of opting for speed, let's toughen our character up on the Shipment 1944 map in the hope that I would stay alive long enough to have the time to get our bullets out before we were shot down dead. But okay, when it's raining tacticals, lethals and score streaks, you do keep alive longer, but again this did not suit the weapon for getting kills while on the move. And so after experimenting with all other divisions, trainings and attachments, I just could not find a suitable setup that made the FG-42 easier to manage, which really puzzled me. Okay, I found a few divisions, trainings and attachments that were okay, but not okay enough where it's leaving me thinking that this could potentially be a great weapon to use, which is what I tried to get the gun feeling like for you guys. But then after all hope was starting to fade away, along came the new division Commando last night, and if you guys haven't used or seen the Commando division yet, and you want to see all the great prestige rewards that you get through this division, then I'll leave a link to that now guys. So I tried out the Commando division as I had nothing to lose. Now the level 1 perk really didn't concern me for improving the management of the FG-42, but at level 2, 3 and 4 it all looked pretty tasty, and I thought could improve at least the strength of our character if nothing else. So health regenerating while getting kills sounded brilliant. Also we get to have a second basic training. Now I could have selected the basic training specialist, which I did many times and experimented with it, but again I was dying too many times with the FG-42 and my trainings were being reset too often. But having 2 trainings now all the time sounded a lot better. So if, like me, you want to experiment with the Commando Division, guys, then it's up to you once you reach level 4 what basic trainings you're going to select. Now, I selected the Hustle. This is to help the reloading faster and while sprinting. And Escalation was the other basic training I selected to help with faster aiming when getting multi-kills. And straight away, the improvement of the weapon started to feel like a weapon. Finally, I was getting plenty of kills with again. Okay, so now having Commando equipped with Hustle and Escalation and a few attachments I'm going to go through with you very shortly really started to improve the gameplay. And getting multi-kills once again for the FG-42 felt very easy. So I will now go through with you the complete setup, and we will now also go through the challenge required to unlock the gold Leopard and the gold Cheetah camos. Okay, so the variant that you're going to see me running around the maps with will be the Heroic Variation Revised 2. Remember, as always guys, that any variation you're going to select yourself will not help improve your gameplay, but can help with a little bit more soldier XP depending on what variation that you're going to select yourself. And you're going to know this by now, but I'll go through it anyways in case there are viewers who do not know. But once you have reached Prestige 3 with the FG-42, you will only then reveal the challenge required to unlock the gold Leopard camo. And for any rifle, the challenge is the same, and that's to get 2 rapid kills 25 times. Now this finally did become a very easy challenge to complete once I had sorted out the setup that suited myself. And it should then only take you a few games to complete. So let's move on to Prestige 4. We'll get the gold Cheetah camo challenge revealed and combine all rapid kills into one. So from Prestige 3, your attachments are all going to be reset. And you will have to get the FG-42 to weapon level 13 again to max out to Prestige 4, as you should already know. And the challenge is, as always, to get 25 triple kills, which is a really easy challenge. And again, should only take you a few games to complete with the setup that I'm about to show you. Okay then guys, so let's go through some of the attachments that I selected. Now, starting off with the reflex sight. Now, you don't have to go with what I'm going with here guys, but it is really down to you what you prefer. But the FG-42 for me, the reflex sight really seemed to work better and felt more comfortable. You can, if you want, actually keep the standard stock sight on and choose a different attachment. That's completely up to you guys. You also have the option to use the 4x optic, and I would normally select this for other weapons. But I felt while using this, even though I can get rapid kills with the 4x optic attached, you know, the recoil at times on the FG-42 did start to interfere a little bit with my eyesight, especially when sometimes zoomed into the enemy when, you know, you're at close range. And so I ended up using more hip fire than actually aiming through the 4x optic, which as you can see, hip fire worked very well. But it was pointless at times having the 4x optic attached, as, you know, I just wasn't making the most out of it. So that's why I opted for the reflex sight instead. And so the second attachment that I selected was the quick draw. Now for once, the quick draw actually made a big difference. So being able to aim down the sights faster, stacked up with the escalation training, really speeded the weapon up to where it needed to be to compete with enemies that had more agile weapons. The third attachment I selected was the extended mags. Now you can, as I'm going to show you, get rapid kills without extended mags on. So you can select something different if you want to. But getting triple kills, even though I show you can get them, it was a struggle, in that I was only getting maybe 1 or 2 triple kills a game if I was lucky. So to make it easier, when I selected the extended mags, triple, fury, frenzy, super and even mega kills came a little bit more easier, and so bumped up the rapid kills I was getting to maybe 5 to 10 triple kills a game. But if you are going to use the stock mags guys, just remember that you can, every chance you get, reload your weapon. Hustle that we have selected, the basic training, will reload the FG-42 faster for you, so you will still have enough time to reload it while you're still in the rapid kill feed. And just to remind you guys, as it would be lovely to attach the bayonet or the rifle grenade, but unfortunately any kills you get with any of these attachments will not add or count toward any challenge requirements. So now with Commando Division, our 2 basic trainings equipped, Escalation and Hustle. We've got quick draw, reflex sight and the extended mags attached. And for me personally, the FG-42 now really started to feel surprisingly heaps better. I found I could run and gun more freely, like how I like to do so, and the kills started to feel more easier, rather than feeling like the weapon was struggling. And I think the reason why Commando works so well with the FG-42 is the fact that we regenerate health faster and while getting kills. So that way we get a chance to fire our bullets off, you know, while getting shot at the same time. But as we manage to eventually get the kill, we kill the enemy first, which in turn then regenerates our health again. So we keep our character strong throughout the kill. But yeah, that setup I gave you really did work well for me. And along with all the usual tactics in gameplay that I would normally give you. So give that setup a go yourself, guys, and see if it improves your gameplay with the FG-42 like in the way it did for me. Now don't forget, guys, to leave me your comments if you have selected a completely different setup from me. I know that every player plays differently and some attachments and perks work well for some but not for others, and there are so many different variations and combinations out there that we can select. But if we can get different options, hopefully it will help anyone wanting to find a decent setup for the FG-42. And mine is just one combination of setups that worked great for me. But there are other combinations out there, so let's get them coming in through the comments, guys, and let's all give them a try and see what works best. Okay guys, so thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate all the support. Next up, I will be guiding you through how to unlock the gold leopard and gold cheetah camos for my first SMG, the Grease Gun. So hopefully you guys can join me for that one. Until then guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye!